to confuse you, this is actually being recorded before we did Castrum Meridianum, as probably explained in the Castrum Meridianum episode. We're doing the warrior quest, specifically to get better gear, so that we can go into Castrum Meridianum with the item level 90 stuff, which is a lot better than what we've got now. So yeah. Scarlett, there is much we must discuss, but now is not the time. You surely recall my mention of the hunt for the bloodthirsty creature terrorizing the small folk. I've just received word that the self-same monster has been sighted near Wineport. What is more, according to those who managed to escape the carnage, the creature appeared more man than beast. If this is true, then our quarry could be far more dangerous than any wild animal. We must find a way to stop it. I must find a way. This is my chance to prove to the people of Wineport, nay, the world, that my tribe and my art have been wrongly judged. Perhaps then my ancestors will deem me worthy. I think even my brother would too. There's no time to lose. We must arrive in the hamlet before any of the villagers fall prey to the beast. Let us leave at once. Thank the gods for your presence. Wineport is in your debt once more. Fell creatures bear down upon our village in hordes, as if drawn by the great hairy beast. You must stop them. Scarlett, you fend off these creatures. I will see to the beast. This is my battle to fight. Okay. Bunch of relentless raptors. It feels good to have Tempest, because I just did a dungeon run, because this is literally right after hitting level 50, and I was in a dungeon without Mithril Tempest, and rather annoying. It's the monster! It's the beast! Run for your lives!
Whoa.
Stop. These people are not your enemy. The enemy lies within. You are stronger than this. Take control of the beast. Do not let it consume you. Brother! Look at what you are doing. You're destroying all that I work to restore. The fate of our people rests in our hands, brother. Your weakness would cost us everything. I cannot let that happen. I will not. Our ancestors have chosen me to lead our people to glory, and no one shall stop me. No one. No one. No one. It was I who unlocked the secrets of the Chronicle. I who trained you in their ways. I who uncovered the locations of the legendary artifacts. I, who defeated my tribe's greatest warrior. I am the master now. I am the master. Return to me what is rightfully mine. Give me the armor. Or I shall tear it from your bloody corpse. Well, Curious George is furious. Yeah, that was terrible. Oh hey, Storm's Eye. Is that a AoE? Oh, okay, no, it's a combo action with thing. I feel like. Ah. Do I have to potentially stop him from getting those? At least I think it's working. Or should I be saving those? I feel like I should be saving them. Oh, okay, because he's gonna be able to grab onto me or whatever. Okay, yeah. So you basically save them. Oh, okay. Maybe I lead him through? I don't know. I'm so confused as to what I'm meant to be doing. Done. Boom. I have failed. I failed you. I failed my people. I failed my ancestors, and I failed my own kin. I found out long ago what had become of my brother, but did everything I could to deny it. I thought that if only I could prove myself stronger than he, the people would see his madness as the product of a weak mind, that they would believe the problem lay in him, not in our tribe. Yet all the while my own soul was growing weaker and weaker. The inner beast had taken hold, and it would not let go. It drove me, as it drove my ancestors, to keep the keeper of the armor and my brother. Our tribe had lost sight of who we were, and seeking ever more strength, we allowed ourselves to fall victim to that which we had long scorned in others as weakness. Instead of learning to harden our wills with a resolve, we steeled them with anger, and therein lie our folly. Like a bonfire, anger burns hot and bright, but when the fuel that feeds it is spent, all that remains is ash. By accepting anger as our guide, we left our wills at the mercy of the inner beast. But not you. Your will is more akin to the lava which courses through the mountains of my homeland. It burns as strong, nay, stronger, than any bonfire, and when it cools, it becomes hard and firm, unbreakable. This quality allowed you to keep your inner beast at bay. My people were once as you are now, Scarlet, and I believe that is why my ancestors chose to speak to you. They sensed true strength within you, such strength as could rightly represent our people and our art. But had I realized that myself, none of this need have happened. Well, what's done is done. If I am to have any hope of restoring my people's name, I must start over from the beginning. And this time, I mustn't try to do it alone. It may take time, but together, my brother and I will restore our village to its former glory. And when we have, I shall remember Scarlet, my friend and fellow warrior, and how she saved me from myself, that my dream might become reality. The warrior of ages past have borne witness to something. Okay. Wineport is in your debt once more, Scarlet. What is more, we have seen the truth with our own eyes. Pray, tell Curious George as much, and that we will be relying on him for his protection. He is a true warrior, and our humble hamlet would be lost without his strength. Welcome back, Scarlet. Despite all that transpired, the captain at Wineport would entrust these villages' defences to me. I know not what to say. It has been a long road, but thanks to you, I have rediscovered what I lost so many years ago. I will see to my brother's wounds, and once he is well, we will embark on the path of the warrior again, engraving the lessons we have learned in our souls, never to be forgotten. Curiously, the moment I did avow this to myself, my soul crystal began to shimmer anew. I see yours, too, grow stronger than ever. It would seem my ancestors have once more bestowed their knowledge upon you. This power. Why this power? This is a power that I have only read about in the tomes, nay, a power entirely beyond my comprehension. To think that I once doubted your resolve. No, you have truly conquered your inner beast and become a truer warrior than I could ever hope to be. Know that you stand before me, the equal of my tribe's greatest heroes. Ever steel your resolve, Scarlet, and go forth into the realm and protect those who need your strength. With you representing us, the redemption of my people, the new era I seek, is surely close at hand. Yep, so we get Infuriate, we get, that's the last bit of the the level 50 stuff that we've already got on. And then we get a coffer which has got the level 90 stuff. You hear whispers of the village ancestors. This concludes, and it just basically tells you that's it for Realm Reborn. If you want to continue, you have to get you have to own Heavensward and go talk to so and so. There we go. All right. Now with that, we're going to pass it on to future me, who's gonna take you the rest of the episode. Thanks, past me, and happy Starlight, everyone. So as you can see, we're in the Gridanian Amphitheatre, and everything looks all starlighty, all Christmassy. You'll hear this is the Starlight music. It's pretty cool. Also, all the locations, like towns and housing areas, snow, weather, and then we've got all this sitting around, snow and all cool stuff. So let's go take part in the Starlight event. All I want for Starlight. Well, what have we here? An adventure, I presume. Why it's a Starlight miracle. You simply could not have arrived at a better time. Oh, but where are my manners? My name is Garanji, and I have the pleasure of serving as celebrant for this year's festivities. And last year's, and I think she's always been the one. As you can see, the celebration is in full swing, and I and my colleagues have once again transformed ourselves into saints' little helpers to dole out gifts galore to the children of our fair realm. Needless to say, there is more to Starlight season than presents and pretty ornaments. This year, we've once again decided to stage a musical performance. We will be ready to raise the curtain in a short while, and would be more than honoured to have you in the audience. It is our fervent wish that the gift of song too serves to warm the hearts and brighten the faces of each and every young boy and girl in town. Father, look! One of the saints' little helpers brought me a present. Oh, now. Oh. Now it's a splendid thing. Isn't that a splendid thing? And you do know... Oh, wow, wait, no. Will there be eel pie? I like eel pie. Look, the show is about to begin. That it is, son. Word is that it's going to be even grander than last year's performance. And because you don't have to work at the markets this year, we can see it together in a Starlight miracle. Happy Starlight to you, child. Might I ask your name? I'm Nally Ponque. What is it to you? Why, what a lovely name. You can call me Am. Pray tell, why the long face? Was your present not what you had hoped it would be? No, that's not it at all. I love the stuff, Chocobo, the little help it gave me. Truly, I thank you for your kindness. It's just that, you see, I really wish my father could be here. I see. Do tell me more. Father serves in God's quivers. His name is Larthanofe. I don't know. Perhaps you know of him. Anyhow, he promised me a fortnight ago that this year, for certain, we'd go to the festivities together. But then he was assigned to emergency duty. Ever since then, he scarcely comes home at night. I know that these are dangerous times and the father's task is an important one, but is it too much to ask that he could at least celebrate Starlight with his family? With the God's quiver, you say? It couldn't be. Say, Nalaponque, I have an idea. The concert will begin shortly. Why don't we watch it together? Thank you, but I'd rather not. It wouldn't be any fun without father. And besides, I don't care much for song or dance anyway. Good evening to you. Poor child, as if it weren't hard enough to be alone during Starlight season. It must be even more painful to be surrounded by happy families rejoicing together. If only there was something we could do to return the smile to his face. To tell you the truth, I had an idea. The boy said that his father is a bowman of the God's Quiver, did he not? As a matter of fact, a contingent of the Quiver has been enlisted to perform in our concert. It may merely be a coincidence, but I cannot help but wonder if this is the true reason La Tenofe is occupied of late. And so I ask of you, adventurer, would you be so kind as to lend your talents to help me chase the shadows from the boy's troubled heart? Thank you, my friend. The spirit of the saint truly does live within you. A bowman by the name of Piers has been our main contact at Quiver's Hold. If there is anyone who can shed some light on the matter, it would be him. Also, as you can see, we've gone ahead and I've gone ahead and changed the glamour back to the proper one rather than having the actual warrior gear. I did that just because the warrior gear didn't feel very like Starlighty. Unfortunately, we don't have any Starlight glamour, so I went with just back to the hatching tide stuff. I'm Piers, alright. Is there something you need? Lartinofe's boys looking for him, you say. That's odd. It's true that our bowmen have had their hands full ensuring the city was safe and secure for the Starlight season, but it's hardly so onerous a task as to keep them away from seeing their families entirely. That is, of course, unless... Yes, that must be it. Allow me to explain. As you may know, the Starlight celebration can trace its origins back to ancient Ishgard. Indeed, many of the choral tunes sung during the celebration to this day were passed down to us by their temple knights. To honour the tradition, we of the God's Quiver decided to join together with the Archers Guild to take part in this year's Starlight concert. that we might lift the hearts of the children with song, just as our Ushgardian counterparts have done throughout the ages. Now that you mention it, Lartenfe is one of those who will be taking to the stage for the main performance. No doubt he intends to keep this a secret until the curtain rises. His mellifluous voice truly is a marvel to behold. Why, some would say he is the most talented tenor in all of Gridania, and his devotion to his craft is second to none. I would not be surprised if he gave the child some excuse about guard duty in order to sneak off and spend extra time rehearsing. The performance is almost nigh, yes? If you and your colleagues are concerned, I suggest you seek Lartenfe out and inform him of his boy's plight. Last I heard, he's headed to the Bent Branch Meadows to reunite with his loyal chocobo, who was taken there for treatment after behaving erratically of late. On the off chance that he's already moved on, just speak with Aelgar at the stables, and he's like to know where Lartenfe went next. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the words, but the names, but it'll have to do. A quiverman by the name of Lartenfe, you say? Indeed, he left a few bells ago with his feathered friend in tow. If he hasn't returned to his post yet, I'd imagine they'd have stopped off somewhere along the way. The poor bird. She's not suffering from any physical ailment, as far as I could see, and yet she's constantly crying out, champing at the bit, and stomping her feet. I suggested to Lartenfe that perhaps the strain of recent battles is still weighing on her mind. Happens to birds, just as it happens to us, you know. And that a leisurely walk through the woods might do them both some good. Come to think of it, I remember him saying something about swinging by Jadeite Flood on the way home. Mayhap you'd be able to find him there. Yeah, unfortunately, again, I don't have... there was a Starlight mount 2 years ago, I want to say, 2016. It's a bear with like a Santa hat and jacket, and it throws presents. Fortunately, I don't have that on this character, otherwise I'd be running around with that. Also, last year and 2017 was the bear. 2016, you look out far and wide, but find no sign of Lartenfe or his bird. Just as you're about to abandon hope, you make out a voice singing in the distance. Fa la 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 la. Quack quack. Tra la 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 la. Quack quack quack. Oh, impeccable rhythm, my friend. I knew from the day that we met that you were a chocobo after my own heart. Quack. Oh, it seems we have a guest, and who might you be? Oh dear. It's true that I've been spending much of my time with my musical pursuits of late, but never did I think my boy would take it so hard. I truly have made a mess of things, haven't I? And at the very time of year when the smiles of children are to take priority above all else. Why, I could brighten the hearts of 100, nay 1,000 children with my song, and would mean not a thing if my dear Nully walked away with a frown. Where? A fine bird, is she not? Aye, she's the most loyal and treasured. She is my most loyal and treasured companion. This is why I was all the more troubled when she started to behave strangely late. And so, at the stable hand's suggestion, I took her on a stroll by the waters. Absent-mindedly, I began to hum a tune, when, wouldn't you know it, She started picking up her feet and prancing in time. That's when it came to me. She wasn't ill, nor troubled of heart or mind. Far from it. She shares my profound passion for music, and merely wanted to join me in song and dance all this time. Isn't that right, my friend? Quack, quack. Typically, Quiver's Hold is a stern and somber place, but as the Starlight celebration drew nearer and nearer, our halls were filled with music and song. Doubtless, she's just been beside herself with a desire to partake in the festivities along with her master. Truly a friend for all seasons. In any event, never in my wildest dreams did I expect my companion to respond so enthusiastically to my humble renditions of traditional Starlight carols. Would that Gnarly felt the same way. Sadly, the boy is of an age where he's more interested in animals than in song and verse. I can only hope that seeing his father perform on a grand stage will change that. Oh, but the elementals take me. How soon I forgot. You said my boy's already wandered away from the square, did you not? Which means that he'll miss my performance. He will cry into his pillow tonight, thinking that his miserable father abandoned him, and on Starlight no less. Quare. Don't look so glum, you say. I suppose you're right. How can I hope to put a smile on the boy's face if I myself panic and frown? But I've rambled on enough already. The concert will be getting started at any moment, and my colleagues will be wondering what is keeping me. Might I ask one small favour of you before I go? Pray explain the situation to the Starlight celebrant and ask her to seek out my boy and see to it that he attends the performance. I would surprise him with a Starlight memory that will fill his heart with joy. Thank you, my friend. You are truly a Starlight miracle in the flesh, and with that, my companion and I should be returning to the hold. We shall see you at the concert. I trust you will be in attendance? Well, if it isn't my favourite little helper. How fare you? Were you able to track down dear Nelly Poncu's father? Poncu's? I don't know. I see, indeed. I suspected that may well have been the truth of the matter. So La Tonfei's passion for his musical pursuits is what has kept him away from his family. I agree that a surprise appearance from his dear father would go a long way to raise the boy's spirits. Still, how are we going to convince him to attend the concert? Yes, that is the rub. He did like his present. Indeed, he sounded most pleased with his stuffed chocobo. If only there was a procession of chocobos or the like. Perhaps we could convince him to attend, but I fear we have planned nothing of the sort. What's this you say? Lots and Faye's companion is a chocobo and dances and sings. How positively bizarre, delightful that is. Positively delightful. If this remarkable bird were to take stage with his dear father, no doubt Nelly Poncu would be thrilled beyond belief. Why, he might even find himself enjoying song and dance as he has before. Yes, I believe I know just what we have to do. Leave the boy to me. In the meantime, will you seek out Lartenfay once more and convince him to make his feathered friend a part of his performance? Tell him it's for his son's sake. Yeah, so she's wearing the gear you got from last year's Starlight. The Starlight before that, 2017, you got a mount, a bear wearing like a Santa outfit, basically. It throws presents, and you used that effectively in a fate, which is kind of fun. And then the year before that you got like a pillar and some Starlight clothing, which is pretty cool. And then the year before that was more clothing and stuff, but I didn't take part in that one. Personally. Oh, for woe, whatever am I to do? Forgive me, friend. I fear I find myself in the throes of desperation and despair. I had a mind to take the stage as planned, but I simply haven't the heart to do. What a fool I was. I meant to surprise the boy with a performance for the ages, but what will he think when he finds out that his father is a liar and a coward? Who was far lying when he was supposed to be protecting the people of Gridania from harm? Why, he'll never trust me again. What is this whining and wallowing in self-pity? And you call yourself a quiverman? But Bolord Lewin, what brings you to this place? I will ask the questions here, Lartenfey. Tell me, what is your sworn duty as a bowman of the God's Quiver? Why, of course it's the honor of our pact with the elementals to protect the Twelveswood from outside threats, and to see that not a single resident of fair Gridania comes to harm. Well, yes, I suppose that is all true, but to put it in simple terms, one might say it is to preserve peace in the forest, see that our citizens can live happy and content lives. Forgive me, Bolord, I don't quite understand what you're getting at. In other words, bringing smiles to the faces of Gridania's children is an important part of your duty to keep the peace in the Twelveswood. Do you understand me now? Interesting. Looking at you, I'm reminded of my own father, once Bolord of the Quiver in his own right. He was a passionate man, devoted above all to his duties, and I admired him more than anyone in the world. Though I do not follow directly in his footsteps, I have chosen to honour his memory in my own way by training the brave souls who will keep our fair wood at peace. Instructor Mulcott and Guildmaster Lucian? Whatever has this humble bowman done to deserve this honour? I have no children of my own, and I would be lying if I said that watching you now, even in your worries, did not invoke in me a sense of envy and of regret. But even so, there is nothing I would rather see than a smile on the face of you and your boy. After all, it is a season for such things, is it not? And so, as Bolord of the God's Quiver, I command you, put your fears aside, take the stage, and serenade young Nalafonq to your heart's content. My colleagues and I will do all in our power to see that your deeply held wishes reach the boy. Bolord Lewin, I do not deserve this kindness. Quack, quack, quack. But there I go being all glower and gloom again. Thank you, my loyal companion. You are always there for me in my darkest times. And you, friend, you look as if there is something you wish to say. Do you have a proposal? Pray tell, which might resolve my plight? What? If I were to include my feathered friend in my performance? For Nully's sake, come to think of it, the boy has always been fond of the birds. His dear father and one of his beloved birds taking the stage together. Meow, that's an inspired idea if I ever heard one. Apologies, a slip of the tongue. When I said meow, I mean meow. Grr, not meow, meow. Ah! I must say, it sounds like a foolproof plan to me as well. After all, the bird has been trained to serve on the battlefield. Surely, a Starlight performance would be well within the realm of its capability. Then I dare say the matter is settled. I trust you have no objections, Lartenfey? None in the slightest, Bolord Lewin. That is to say, if you do not, my fast feathered friend. What say you? Will you do this for me and my boy? Quack, quack, quack. Oh, what have I have done to deserve such a constant companion? Quack, quack. Ah, right you are. Turn that frown upside down, yes? And with that, I have but one last humble request to make of you, friend. Would you be so kind as to conduct a forthcoming performance? While my companion here is eager and willing to ascend to the stage with me, this will be her first such endeavour. Mind you, I too cannot lay claim to having sung a duet with a chocobo before. Though she has only known you a short time, it is clear from the look in her eyes she trusts you as much as anyone, her own master included. Were you to lead the performance, I have no doubt she would happily dance to your every instruction. Isn't that so? Quack, quack. Just as I thought. So, what you say you? Will you join us to make this Starlight a special one for my boy? Let's make a performance for the ages. Thank you, my friend. You truly are a saint. And with that, we should make for the amphitheatre. The others will want to be started any time now. Oh no, I missed it. It's like, welcome back, friend. What's that? You'll be conducting the performance, you say? I knew you were a woman of many talents, but I didn't expect you to volunteer yourself for this as well. Still, I thank you, friend. We are ever in your debt. And with that, I do believe we are ready to get this show on the road. Whenever you would like to begin, simply speak the word. Alright. Now, we don't get the 5 things, it'll explain it in a second. Lars and Faye and his feathered friend have finished their preparations, so we're ready to raise the curtain whenever you are. I heard the two rehearsing just before, and without spoiling the surprise, of course, I must say I was most impressed. For a man in his chocobo to pursue the musical arts so profoundly, all while keeping the 12 wood safe from harm, why, it's truly an inspiration to behold. Which is not to minimize your role in all this, heavens no. As a humble token of our appreciation, we intend to reward you with special certificates of good cheer, which can be exchanged for a whole host of delightful seasonal goods, specially procured by Black Rabbit traders. If that sounds agreeable to you, let's get down to business. A business of putting smiles on the faces of every sweet little boy and girl in our audience. Needless to say, this means we need to be at our absolute best for the moment the curtain rises until the very last note is sung. Why, if even a single boy or girl got bored and left mid-performance, they'd have every right to revoke my Starlight Celebrant credentials. Fortunately, I can be certain that would never happen, not with an accomplished adventurer like you conducting the performance. Lard and Faye has assured me that Master and Chocobo both are prepared to follow your every lead, so all I ask is that you keep the tempo rousing and upbeat. It would seem an enthusiastic audience has already begun to assemble. As soon as you feel ready, you need only speak to one of the two celebrants stationed nearby, each of whom has been tasked with gathering together a crowd for the performance. I would give you fair warning, however. One of my colleagues has, how shall I say it, a tendency to be a touch over enthusiastic about things. I overheard her speaking to the spectators just before, and she was talking in no uncertain terms how this concert would sure to be the stuff of legend, and feature the most remarkable performances since Miketo herself took the stage. Let it suffice to say that those in earshot of her all have high expectations for the performance, which means that there will be little room for error. Not that I doubt your ability to deliver a worthy show, of course. I simply suggest that you prepare yourself accordingly. And with that, I do believe it's time we gave our audience what they wanted. Thank you, friend. I, too, can scarcely wait to see what you and the performance have in store for us. Quest difficulty, reward, blah blah, depending on the things. So basically, you've got this one over here, that one over here. That's like the easier version, and that's the harder version. And basically, it's kind of like a Guitar Hero thing. Hark, the conductor beyond compare makes her grand entrance. The crowd can barely contain their excitement. Are your preparations complete, Maestro? Speak with them, blah 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 blah. Attempt. So yeah. Basically these pop up, so if you got the blue one, you just got to hit any of the mouse buttons or any like unmodified button. If it's a yellow one, you've got to like rapidly tap. If it's a pink one, you press like the blue one, but you hold, and then this outer bar will move back in, and you'll let go at the same time when you want to. And that's just explaining it to you. So basically, you can use left click, right click anywhere on the screen, or any like button on the keyboard. And you can pause. You don't have access to chat, all that sort of stuff. If you have a control, it's just a button, one of the random ones. And we have it. Oh, what's this guy? Oh, father, that was the best. I had no idea you were such good friends with your chocobo. Oh, enjoyed the show, did we? I suppose all those hours your father spent rehearsing were not for naught. Rehearsing? You mean you weren't on emergency guard duty after all? I'm sorry, Nolly. I only meant to surprise you, but it seems my deception went too far. Can you forgive your fool of a father for saddening you during Starlight of all seasons? It's fine. Father, I wasn't that sad. After all, more than that, when do I get to ride the chocobo? Well, that depends on her, doesn't it now? What say you, my friend? Would you be amenable to giving my dear boy a ride? Quack! She says it would be her pleasure. Alright. Wow, that looks fun. I want to ride chocobo too. Quack, quack. She says, come one, come all. The more the merrier. Yay! Your father's best, Gnarly. You bet he is. Actually, Father, there's one more thing. What is it, boy? If it's within my power to grant, you need but say the word. I was wondering, maybe you could teach me how to sing? I never enjoyed music until I heard your voice, but seeing you, I never enjoyed music much until I heard your voice, but seeing you up on stage, it just looks like so much fun. But of course, my boy, though I must say there's really nothing to learn. Raise your voice and sing from the heart, and you're sure to bring joy to any and all who hear it. Isn't that so, my friend? Why don't you show Gnarly how it's done? Quack. She's singing. The Chocobo's singing. I knew it. That is the best Starlight ever. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't sure what to think when a choir of bowmen took the stage, but it would seem my worries were misplaced. That was truly a most moving performance. Why, just look at all those smiling faces. You and your friends have filled many a child's heart with cheer and Starlight. And not just that, you've brought together a father and his son. With a little help from their feathered friend, I dare say to the saint himself would be proud. You've more than earned yourself a rest, I'd say, so why not take some time to enjoy the festivities? And if you'd be willing to oblige your adoring fans with an encore before the season is through, simply say the word. Yep, so based on the difficulty, you get 2 versus 3. And then you can keep doing it to get more. And I just want to start it. Welcome back, friend. Might I take this to mean that you've decided to grace us with an encore? Why, it's yet another Starlight miracle. Rest assured that I myself and all the members of your chorus are ready to proceed whenever you are. Needless to say, your adoring fans have already assembled in droves. As soon as you're ready to take the stage, you need only speak to one of the 2 celebrants with whom you've already acquainted yourself with. Now, the reason I'm doing it again is just to check something. Lo and behold, the conductor of the legend makes her most triumphant return. Worry not, maestro. I have assured your adoring audience that this year will mark the arrival of your magnum opus. Are you ready to share the gift of your musical genius with one and all? Yes. Now, let's see if it does it. Yes, okay. So this one here, the Starlight Starbright, was last year's one. So basically last year you got the same kind of thing. And we'll do last year's one just to show you. It doesn't have the hold note thing, the pink one. Yep, so that was the one from last year. I prefer this year's one. Like the hold one, the hold note is pretty cool, and it feels like it follows the music more. But anyway, why, I dare say the performance was even better the second time around. Shows what a bit of seasoning can do for you. Yes, Thank you for gracing us with your remarkable conducting talents once more. Believe it or not, the audience is calling out for yet another encore. I realize that you have other commitments, saving the realm and all that, but if you would be willing to oblige them before the season is over, you need only say the word. Yeah. So she was singing in that one we just did, the second one, and that's also like the outfit that you were rewarded last year. The hat and the choir outfit. So let's go have a look at the rewards. Unfortunately, there's no outfits for us, but there is an outfit for Jasper. And we can get, and then there's an advertisement, there's roll cake, so you put that in your house and it will give you the effect of like food. There's this wreath, and then there's the usual prism stuff. I'll do more off screen, but to get the Starlight song, maybe some of the advertisements and stuff. But lastly, we just want to welcome, friend. We thank you for joining us at Starlight Celebration. I'm here to answer any questions you might have about the festivities. What would you like to know? Just find out what the Starlight is. Starlight Celebration can be traced back to ancient Ishgard. Long ago, a terrible battle claimed countless lives, leaving thousands of children orphaned in the harsh cold weather of Korthus. Unable to bear their suffering, Ishgard knights would offer these children board and lodging within their barracks. Of course, this was expressly forbidden, but the knights devised a plan to sneak them in, disguising the children in jackets of their scarlet uniforms. Owing to their generosity, the children survived the winter and lived to pay forward the kindness they had received. The former orphans would adorn themselves in scarlet uniforms, delivering gifts to children on the coldest week of the year. Thus, the Starlight Celebration was born. Over the years, this celebration has undergone gradual changes. The snowy bearded captain of the kind-hearted knights has become known as the Saint of Nemea, and children believe that he delivers their hopes and prayers directly to the goddess herself. Similarly, his red-jacketed knights have become the saint's little helpers. They are particularly beloved by the younglings, for it is their role to bring gifts to every child who sends a prayer to the spinner. There you go. So that, as you probably can't see off in the distance, that character there. Oh, I can just examine. So this robe was from 2016. Yeah, 2016. I think this outfit is from 2014. And then this outfit is from 2015. Not the antlers and the nose and stuff. I think that was from 2014 as well. But the dress. Or unless that's also from 2014. I don't know. But yeah, that's Starlight. So what we might do to finish things off is we'll grab the Saintly barding and chuck it on our meat. It's basically the trigger butter thing. But let's go to Central Shroud. Have a look at Jasper. Yeah, there it is. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. There is another one from a while back, but obviously don't have that. So that's it. And that's it for the year. What's going to happen is next year, I think maybe starting the second week of the year, I'm going to be doing the Epilogue episodes, like I said, a few times. I think I've cut a few of them out because the format is changing every time I do an episode. But effectively what will happen is every 2 weeks there will be an epilogue. There's going to be 3 to 4 depending on the content. How long the episode is. Like if it's less than a normal episode's length, I'm not going to release it as a single episode. I'll combine episodes together. And it's just going to entail patch 2.1, so starting with the Prince of Principles, as you see. 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, and 2.55, and it's basically like the story gap between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. That generally wraps up storylines, brings new storylines in, and starts ramping up to Heavensward's storyline. They're not going to be normal episodes. They're going to be heavily condensed or just summaries, basically, where the story isn't really relevant to getting to Heavensward. That'll just be summarized, and where like it's actually proper like story for Heavensward, it'll be heavily edited, so it won't have like me rambling like in between. It'll just be, going from point to point to point to point. I don't know if I left any mention of Crystal Tower in previous episodes, but I was originally going to put that in as well, but I've decided instead to do like an Alliance raid side thing at some point, where I'll go through all the Alliance raids and have them separately. The first Crystal Tower, well, the first one will be Crystal Tower, and that will occur before Shadowbringers, just because it's required for that storyline. But with that, that's it, and we will catch you later. Happy Starlight. Oh, that reminds me as well. Now that I remember, almost got away. Heaven's Turn is probably going to be occurring in that break period between Heavensward and things, so I might just make a small episode with that. So we'll see when that happens, because that's basically like right after Starlight. Starlight ends on the 31st of December, and I think Heaven's Turn, which is the New Year's event, starts like in the middle of January or something. So it's really close together. With that, we'll catch you later. Happy Starlight.